Hi again, world. Got a story to tell today. Back in 1977, 1978, I worked for a publisher, Grosset and Dunlap. Went out to San Francisco to a sales meeting. We had them 3 and 4 times a year, and they were always in pretty exotic places, San Francisco being this one in, I think, 78. And we're being presented all these books, here's your new books for the new season. And back in those days, these scrapbooks were really popular. We had the Beach Boys scrapbook, the illustrated Elvis, the Bob Dylan, and scrapbook type books, which were pictures of their lives and some mundane stories, were popular. It sold for about $4.95, $6.95. Anyhow, they announced that we were going to come out with a Rocky scrapbook. Sylvester Stallone had, of course, made the breakthrough movie Rocky, and he was the cause celeb and nominated for Academy Award, and the movie was nominated as Best Picture of the World, and all that was going on. Well, they said something about, Stallone's now in Dubuque, Iowa, making his second movie, f.i.s.t. I don't even remember why they mentioned it, but Dubuque, Iowa was in my sales territory. And always being a very enterprising individual, I said to myself, when I get back to St. Louis, I'm heading for Dubuque, Iowa. I'm going to do my best to get an autograph session set up with Sylvester Stallone. And I had a wholesaler there. So, in any case, that's exactly what I did. I got back to St. Louis, immediately drove up to Dubuque, checked into a motel, had already called the wholesaler, says, hey, let's bring in, we brought in 400 books, and it wasn't released yet. It was coming within that week, though. So I'd already, got some books in. They were going to sell anyhow, whether we did an autograph session or not, so that wasn't a problem with selling those. So anyhow, I checked in the motel. I immediately start calling around town. Where's he at? Where's the movie? Da-da-da. Well, it turns out he's in the downtown hotel, multi-story old brick hotel in Dubuque. And so I checked out of that motel and went down there and checked myself into that hotel. And I go up to the front desk, and I guess I'm doing my thing, and just as it happens, his father's standing there. So I introduced myself. I'm Gus Churchill, and with Grosset and Dunlap, and we got the Rocky scrapbook coming out. And he says, "Oh, did my son write a book?" And well, yeah, sort of. So let that go. He says, "You got the books yet?" I said, "No, they'll be coming in this week." I says, "I was hoping to, meet with Mr. Stallone or Sly. Well, I don't remember what I called him, and try to, set up an autograph thing." He says, "Well, I'll let him know you're here." Well, I was enterprising, but never wanted to be a pain in the ass. I guess that's what I've become. But anyhow, but I saw him all that week. I mean, every day he was getting hoarded by people and getting autographed, and he'd be eating dinner or lunch or whatever, and people always around him. And I kind of stayed away because I didn't have the books yet anyhow, so there was nothing I could do. Well, I'm there all week, and the last day of the last evening, I had just gotten the books that day. I'm sitting at and I still hadn't met him yet, and I'm sitting in the little bar talking to some guy there about why I was there, of course bragging, and Sylvester and his entourage walks in the front door of the hotel, and they head for the front desk, and from there I see him heading for an elevator, and I says, "What? My last chance." So I ran over to the elevator, jumped on the elevator with him, and stuck out my hands and Mr. Stallone or Sly, whatever. I'm Gus Churchill, Grosset and Dunlap, and he says, "You got the books?" I says, "Yeah." He says, "Bring them up to my room." So I'm really excited now. So I grabs the books and had 4 copies for him and his dad, and head up to the room. I spent the next hour with him in his room. He had artwork there he was working on, and his barbells and all that, and we chatted about the movie and how much he was getting and all that, Of course, I asked him for the autograph session, which he wouldn't do, and I wasn't overly disappointed or anything because I got in. But he didn't do an autograph session, but I got mine. To Gus, a fine man in mind, always sly. Over the years, I've always wanted to contact him again. So, do you remember that young, ambitious, young sales rep back there in Dubuque, Iowa? If any of you out there know Sly, send this video on to him and tell him I said hello. It's been one of the thrills of my life, and always a great story to tell. I've met a few other individuals in between then and now, but always a great highlight to have gotten into that room with you and you know, and shared a few moments of your life and what was going on at the time. And of course, we've all watched your career since then. Loved the Rambo, but some of the other ones just didn't do much for me. Later on, we'd find out we were both raised in the Philadelphia area, but whatever. Any case, that's my story of the day. Gus Churchill and Sly Stallone back in '78, and how I talked myself into his hotel room. Oh, I forgot. Didn't even show you the cover of the book. The Official Rocky Scrapbook by Sylvester Stallone. Here you are, Sly, for the world to see. Probably one of the few autographed copies that exist. Bye again.